The Lazy Macros Nutrition Kickstart is complete. For those of you that didn't take part, the task was to consume 800 grams of fruit and vegetables every day to hit our protein targets each day, to get 7.5 hours in bed or 7 hours of sleep per day. And you got a point to if you completed a workout for those given days, a class workout or the workouts that we program here at CrossFit Chiltern. My experience of this Kickstart, I did slightly better than last year. One of the things that I found out when I'm doing this Kickstart is that I do not consume enough fruit and vegetables every day. Especially now that I've been taking part regularly in this time-restricted eating where I only, on my days at work, I only eat 2 meals a day, generally one at lunchtime around 1 p.m. and the second one in the evening, either around 5 with the boys and my wife, or after 7 when the boys are in bed. So I have basically around an 8-hour window. I'm not particularly precise on that. I don't really worry too much about whether it's 8, 16, 8, or I just basically eat from 1 o'clock until I go to bed, I suppose you could say. But I've got 2 little kids, so I'm not going to bed late. I'm going to bed at 9, 10 o'clock probably. It's a late night for me. But anyway, yeah, with those 2 meals a day, I found I really have to be vigilant in making sure I eat enough fruit and vegetables. When you have an extra meal, I suppose it's a bit easy to do so. Although breakfast, as I've discovered, is not a great meal for me in terms of consuming fruit and vegetables. So what have I done to change? Well, the first thing is I cut rice out of my lunch straight away. A week in, when I realised that I had to replace that with fruit and vegetables. So now I have switched out the rice. I'm very much a simple person when it comes to eating. I don't mind eating the same meal for lunch every single day. It just makes life easier for me. I know that having a diverse range of foods is better for us. We get a bigger range of macronutrients. But for me, it's just so much easier to just batch cook meals. And so what I've done is, rather than I've been eating basically liver and rice most days, I've replaced the rice and switched in sweet potato and avocado. And also what I've done is I make sure I have more fruit in my day as well. So as part of my, I suppose you could call it dessert for my lunches, I have bananas and apples as well. Just things that are substantial to help me get my grams up and that I enjoy. I think that's the key thing. I find it not that easy to find necessarily fruits that I particularly like. I'm not a fussy eater, just not really fussed by too many fruits, and a lot of them just a lot of effort. I'm quite lazy in terms of how I want to eat. I want to eat something quickly. So if it requires me like a kiwi to peel it and chop it, I can't be bothered with that. So apples and bananas are my go-to, really. Even oranges are it's a bit of a faff, which sounds stupid because they're so easy to pack in the bag. But just that's myself. So I go for the simple fruits, and I find they're the best 2 for me and fairly fibrous. So like grape doesn't really hit the spot for me, although I do snack on those when I'm at home. So first of all, yes, need to switch them out. I need to make sure for me that I hit a lot of my or close to my fruit and vegetable targets in my lunches. I've also chucked in that sometimes I have a chuck in a load of spinach as well. It's just an easy one to just you throw it in there, microwave it, and it just goes from like this to this. It's very easy to consume quite a substantial amount of vegetables there. So my evening meals, because I don't put upon my wife to provide me with my nutrients, so I just eat what I get in the evening. Generally, that's quite a large portion of broccoli or green beans or something like that will top up my fruit to that level. The thing I also found, you may have watched if you looked at my tracking of sugar, is on my day off, I am absolutely terrible at doing this because I generally eat a big breakfast with eggs and meats and sometimes some toast in there as well, but I don't put any fruit or veg in there. So I basically started not replacing, but bringing avocados back into my breakfast on my day off. Generally, that's the only day I eat breakfast is because I eat with the kids. So I chuck in some vegetables. Then that's really helped, and making sure that I have my fruit at lunchtime. But it's been, like I say, it's a 4-week challenge, and so that gives me effectively eight of those days, 2 days a week where I'm eating breakfast with the kids. And the days it's taking me that till pretty much the end of the challenge to work out. That's what I need to do on those days when I'm at home with them, when I have lunch with them, making sure that I eat the food that they eat rather than skipping those days. So I've just become a bit lazy on hitting those numbers. Protein numbers are fine for me. Like I said, workout, I'm in the gym, so that's easy. The sleep numbers, very much not in my control. I'm definitely in bed. I mean, most days I'm up at 5-ish, between 5 and 5:30, I suppose, on a late day. And then that means I have to go to bed at 9:30, 10 to get my 7 hours in bed. But obviously, I've got just turned 1. And up until maybe a week or so ago, he wasn't sleeping through. So I wasn't hitting my sleep numbers for the first 3 weeks, but actually towards the last week, he turned a corner. So I did get some sleep in there, which is a huge game changer for me. People often undervalue the importance of sleep. I want to talk about that before I finish this, because that is hugely important for performance. I've said it before, but I'm going to go over it again. Hugely important for performance and for fat loss, because it affects your cortisol levels, which can restrict your body's ability to basically to burn fat, and you're more likely to store fat when you have raised cortisol, raised stress levels. So really, really important. In fact, if you have a choice between working out and sleeping, then sleeping is actually a priority, because that's going to be much more beneficial to your health. So make sure before you start buying your omega-3s, magnesiums, vitamin Ds, supplementing all of those things, sticking creatine in your diet, getting a massage gun, getting acupuncture, acupressure, whatever else you get in terms of your recovery or in terms of your, how to make your body better. Sleep is number 1 on your list. Number 1. We should be aiming to get a minimum of 7 hours of sleep. Good sleep, no blue lights before bed, cool bedroom, dark bedroom. Make sure we haven't got side lights on, make sure we haven't got blue lights on, make sure we haven't got our phone next to us when we're sleeping. Really important. The darker the room, the better. We want to be optimizing our sleep. And if we're getting a shorter sleep, then we need to make sure that environment we're sleeping in is perfect, or as good as we can get it. Really strive for that. Before you worry about anything else, make sure you're hitting your sleep numbers, because it is a game changer. Like I say, I go to bed super early to try and get, even when Ezra was keeping us up at 9, sometimes Phoenix as well, I want to make sure I get maximum sleep. So prioritize that. Get to bed early. We don't need to watch that extra episode on Netflix or whatever else that keeps you up at night. Try to get the stuff done. You need to get work done. Try to get it done early. I know that not all of you have those luxuries and that you have to work late, but if you can think of a strategy that's going to help you to get longer in bed, then take that strategy. If it needs making a change to your lifestyle, make a change to the way you work, make a change to what you do in the morning, do that. That's one of the reasons why I don't have breakfast on my working days, because it takes 10-15 minutes to have a decent breakfast, at least. I would say that's skimping on it there. So rather than have that, I have that little bit extra time in bed. If I maybe cut that and try to think have a rushed breakfast, I tend to have a crap breakfast, and I'd rather have no breakfast than do that. And actually, for me, I found that my performance is better if I can train around, I don't know, I train any time between 7 and 10, 11, I suppose, most days. And actually do better when I'm fasted. I feel like I'm lighter and can perform better and a bit more primed. I don't need to be fueled or have a coffee. And that is perfect for me. I've only had something having coffee this year, but for me, it's just enough to sustain me for that workout. What should you take from whenever you do these kickstarts is the lessons that you've learned, and try to keep applying those throughout the remainder of your dieting, nutrition, just life, basically. Take those forward. So those of you, I know that some people talked about how they struggled with the protein numbers and how they struggled to sort of get those protein numbers in. That is the lesson to learn in how you're going to do that if you're using macro tracking, or if we try to do it with this challenge on just pen and paper or just simple sort of portion sizes. But definitely take that on board. Your protein numbers are hugely important for your performance, for making you feel full and satiated throughout the day, stop you from stacking on other foods. I mean, protein is your fuel for repair. Your body repairs using protein. So you need that. Again, we're talking about recovery protocols, what you're consuming. Well, protein is number 1 on that. if you're taking any other supplements to help your recovery, or like I say, you're doing a Theragun, you're massaging yourself with a massage gun or whatever else, and you're not getting enough protein, then you're putting the cart before the horse. You're not doing the things that are super important first: sleep, protein intake. Alongside that, we can look at, okay, how are you getting enough calories as well? But they're the two main things we look at. Okay, well, you should look at before you start thinking about anything else. Okay, they're the two things you need to get right: protein numbers and sleep being number one. I should put that number on there. Sleep. Before training. Training is the third on that list, really. I mean, you look at sleep, nutrition, then training comes third, and you could take that out, and that would be as much. If you had just sleep and nutrition sorted, you'd be well on your way. We could talk about other stuff, lifestyle factors, because that's alongside training. But yeah, they're the key things. So protein levels, I know people struggle with that. I know that we want to get as much as we can from natural sources, and that is the ideal. But if you have to supplement your protein, then do so. Find something that's decent, that you like the flavour of, that's good for your stomach. Not all whey. If you're taking whey protein, by the way, not all whey proteins are the same. So if you've gone for the cheapest whey protein from, I don't know, My Protein or something, and you find you get problems with your gut health, try something that's a better quality. Do not skip. There was a post by T Nation, and there's two things you don't want to skimp on, and that's protein powder and toilet roll. Okay, if you go cheap on both of those, you're going to be having a very tough time. Okay, so make sure you invest in a good protein powder and a good toilet roll as well. We want a nice, smooth toilet time. Anyway, I digress to something that we don't want to talk about now. If you struggle to eat your fruit and vegetable numbers, then yeah, you need to make changes like I do. And as Ive Sinkowski, who is the person who founded this Lazy Macros or the 800 gram challenge originally, talks about, it's, yes, we can strive for perfection, but we don't need perfection. We just need something that's improving on our current lifestyle. So if that means you're eating the same vegetable every single day, or you can only like two, or you're just eating fruit to get your 100 grams, that is a huge improvement on not doing that. Don't beat yourself up because you're not having a diverse range of, eating the colours of the rainbow like you should and hitting every single micronutrient target that you see out there. Or are you eating superfoods, or are you just eating bananas all day? We want to just get our numbers up. So if that means you're eating one or two fruit or vegetables and it's not diverse, I don't really care. And how you cook those, again, we don't need to be eating vegetables that taste disgusting. You don't need to be steaming them, taking all the flavour out, not adding salt, not adding flavour. We want to make sure that food has some pleasure. So do whatever it takes to make sure that it's something you enjoy. Don't just force feed yourself a bag of spinach, because that's going to get you your numbers. Find something that you like that's flavoursome, or make it that way. Mix it whatever you need to make it something that you like to eat, or at least you can add to your menu to tolerate eating, rather than force feeding yourself something bad. So that would be my trick on those. Try to maintain, and the goal of these is try to maintain these habits throughout the remainder of the year. This is why we have all these 4 kickstarts, is to build these good habits and you just stick with them. You're not necessarily going to be perfect all the way through, but I feel that each habit or each kickstart complements the other one, and hopefully you can apply lessons from one kickstart into the next kickstart. And the fact that we have 4 a year means that every quarter you will be move towards better eating habits, or move back towards those eating habits that will improve your health and your performance. So the next kickstart we have is in the new year. I think the date starts January the 3rd, running for those 28 days. And it is our no BS, that's no booze, no sugar. And we had a few more things in there as going on, bread and starches, but very simply, no booze and sugar is the key thing. It's probably our most restrictive kickstart. It's a great one to start the new year. It really helps to prepare you for the open, where we need to be at our prime body composition, because we know that we want to perform our best. We want to make sure that we are leaner, because our bodies, obviously, the more fat we carry, the harder it is to move our bodies through space. So if we can be leaner, if we can build muscle as well by making sure we're consuming better foods to replace the foods that we've been consuming over the Christmas period, then that is all for our benefit. So look forward to some more information on that. I'll be sending it out before Christmas time to get you guys to prepare. As always, if you've got any questions about what you've been going through in this nutrition kickstart, if you missed out on this time and you just want to talk about like how you can improve your nutrition, please drop me a message. I'm happy to help. Obviously, I run one-to-one nutrition consultation as well if you want something a bit more specific and tailored to you, but I'm always happy to help. And if you want me to produce any content on something that interests you, nutrition, performance, training, please drop me a message because I'm always looking for ideas for new content. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm doing it at home today because some of you may know I'm going in for a bilateral hernia tomorrow. Woohoo! And I will be talking about what I'm going to be doing to get through this 3 months of recovery that I have to go through that's going to stop me from training normally in another video. I think it's really interesting. I'm going to try and use this as an opportunity to learn about myself. I've gone through my feeling sorry for myself, my self-pity. I'm now in the kind of pre-operation worry phase. But I am excited to get through the operation and to start my recovery. I'm sure there's going to be some highs and lows in there, but I think it's going to be an interesting journey for me. I hate using the word journey, I'm sorry, but I'm in a video. That's why I also hate using the word hi guys, but it just seems to be the part of the course on these videos. Yes, so stay tuned if you're interested in how to deal with recovery or any kind of injuries, any kind of setback, because I think I've got some tools I'm going to put into place over the next few weeks that hopefully will get me through it and get me out the other side, maybe in a better position than I went into it. I want to try and come out in as good a body composition as I am. It's taken me a year to get to there. Maybe I'll talk a bit more in another video, but anyway. Thanks for watching, and I shall speak to you via video very soon. And those of you that are coming to the box, I will see you back at the box, hopefully next Monday, although I don't know what I'm going to be like, so maybe it'll be another week after that. Some people tell me I'll be back next week, some people tell me I'll be back in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But anyway, good luck with your training, good luck with your nutrition, and speak to you all very soon. Thanks for watching.